Okay, so, excuse me, this is attempt number 2. I'm trying to post this video without having to edit it, and we'll see how it goes. So it's been super long since I posted a video. I would like to, I'm going to get closer so my camera will stop going out of focus. I'm going to try to post videos like once a week, maybe once a month, just to see how things are going, but I've been thinking about it for a long time and just haven't gotten around to it. And I was sitting around doing nothing, so I was like, hey, let's do this. So, a couple updates. So, why are you not in focus? Do I have to stand here at this weird angle to be in focus? So, mostly wanted to make this video because this is the first time that I've had issues getting a prescription for testosterone. And the sad part is, I don't even think it's because I'm trans. I just think this doctor's office is so disorganized. So I saw the same doctor for the first 4 years of my transition. Then he retired. So I'm seeing somebody else in the same practice, but doesn't usually see trans folks, but he said he's willing, if I'm willing to deal with him learning, then that's fine. And I'm like, that's fine with me, because the other doctor in the practice I'd seen once and I don't like her. So he's great. I love him. He's taken care of everything that I had issues with. I had a lot of sleep issues for a long time. He finally found something that works for me. He was willing to try this, try that, try this, try that again. So I got a new mattress, which was helpful, and what he gives me to help me stay asleep works great. So he's great. His staff, his office staff, is not. So like the folks at the front desk, never a problem. But his MAs and his nurses are another story. They're not, and I don't think it's because I'm trans. I just think they're just not very good at what they do, or they're short-staffed all the time. They don't have enough people. But honestly, that's not my problem. It's not my job to make sure that they have enough people. So I got a new job in September, which came with new insurance. New insurance did not pay for testosterone gel. It technically pays for injections, but a lot more than it is through GoodRx. So I called as soon as I was able to. So I called the office when I got my new insurance, and I said, hey, here's my situation. I've been taking X prescription for X amount of time, but my new insurance does not cover it, so I need to switch to injections. Do I need to make an appointment? Keep in mind that I'd seen the doctor less than 3 months prior to that phone call. So it took them a week to figure out whether or not I actually need an appointment, and I'm like, I'm not really sure what took so long. But so I had the appointment. It was not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, so last week. And I saw the doctor. He was great. We reviewed all my blood work. Everything was fine. And then they called my prescription into CVS, which is where I usually get my stuff filled. However, I had told them, don't send it to CVS because CVS is more expensive. I want to get it somewhere else because I'm not running this through insurance. So they came back and they were like, we called in the CVS, and I explained again that I didn't want them to call to CVS. I needed to go somewhere else. And they're like, sure, we can just give you a paper copy. Fine, and then you can take it wherever you want. I'm like, that's fine with me. So they gave me a paper copy. I took it to Rite Aid because it was the cheapest place that was closest to my house, because there was one other place that was a little cheaper, but out of my way. It wasn't near home or work, and I just didn't feel like going to that pharmacy. So I take this paper prescription to Rite Aid that same day, and they're like, great, we have it in stock. We'll get it filled for you. We'll call you when it's ready. Because Amber and I were out running errands, so we told them that we were going to run some errands. We'll be back before they close. So 5 minutes later, they call and they go, we can't fill this prescription. And I'm like, and I was like, what? Because I was basically like, are you saying you can't fill this prescription because I'm trans? Or are you just, what's happening? So they're like, we can't fill this prescription because it has a thing on the front of this paper prescription that at the bottom right-hand corner that says not fillable. So we're like, okay. So it wasn't a huge deal. So I was like, they're like, we'll call your doctor in the morning, see if they can send it over electronically, and we'll get it all taken care of for you. I'm like, awesome. So Tuesday rolls around. I called it my lunch break. They're like, yeah, we called your doctor. We haven't heard back yet. Okay. So I leave work. So I call them again and go, hey, were we able to get that filled? They're like, nope, we didn't hear anything back from your doctor. So I call Thursday morning, and I didn't get a person. I had to leave a message. So I left a message. I heard nothing. So I didn't have time to call the pharmacy at lunch that day because work was busy. So I called on my way home because I'm going to drive right past that pharmacy. And they're like, nope, we still haven't heard anything. So Friday morning, I call again because by that point, the doctor's office was already closed because I don't get off work till 6. And they close at 5, but stop answering phones at like 4:30 or something. So I call Friday, and they're like, yeah, so the doctor was out of the office on Wednesday. We sent it to the doctor that was one of the other doctors that was in the office. He just didn't get to it and basically didn't give me a reason why they didn't have the doctor do it on Thursday. And then they were like, oh, we'll make sure he gets to it today. I'm like, okay. So I wait until after work because once again work was super busy, so I didn't have time to call lunch because I only took like a 10-minute lunch. So sorry, I'm distracted by a cat who might be getting himself in trouble. So nothing. So I call the pharmacy on Friday when I leave work, and they're like, nope, we still haven't heard anything. They're like, we called them 3 times today, still haven't heard anything. So I call the doctor's office, and I talk to the answering service for the doctor on call, because at this point I am livid. Because you gave me a paper prescription, what's so hard about sending it in electronically or telling me I gotta come pick up a new paper copy? There's no reason why. We should be at Friday by now, and I left with that prescription on Tuesday. So I call the on-call, and I explained to the lady, like, I'm sorry, I don't typically do this, but there's no reason why I should be without this medication for 3 weeks because y'all can't get your shit together, basically. So she calls. She said she was going to pass it on to the doctor on call. I'm guessing she didn't because I heard absolutely nothing. Or the doctor on call thought it was crazy and just ignored it, but whatever. So Monday rolls around. I was not able. Hi, Luigi. There's Luigi back there. Focus. Okay. So I was not able to call first thing on Monday because one of my coworkers was out, so I had to cover for her. I had to be in super early, and it's retrieval week at work, so we were super busy, so I couldn't call. So I called at lunch, and the pharmacy was like, yep, we still haven't heard anything. I had time, so I called the doctor's office as well. And they were like, oh, we just didn't get to it. I'm like, and I didn't talk to anybody. I left a voicemail. And I basically said, I don't understand why it has taken almost an entire week now to get a prescription filled for something that you gave me last Tuesday. You called in a different prescription to a different pharmacy, but you can't take care of this one? So basically, like shortly after that, I got a phone call back, and they were like, yeah, we called it in, and then the pharmacy called, and then yes, they had it. So I was able to pick it up on Monday, but like, I got last Thursday or Friday, I got a thing to review my appointment that happened on Tuesday, and I left them a scathing review. So I'm currently in the search for a new doctor because I love my doctor, but I can't deal with his staff because like I don't understand why it took almost an entire week to get this prescription filled. And I was basically like, if this was heart medication or if this was insulin, I'd be dead by now. Like, you're going to kill somebody at some point because I'm guessing I'm not the only one that has this issue. So, yeah, if anybody local in Dayton knows of a good doctor, let me know because I'm in search for a new one. I am. So yeah, so that's my struggles with testosterone. And like I said, honestly, I can't even say that it is because I'm trans that I had these difficulties. I think it's just that doctor's office is so disorganized that they just can't take care of stuff. Because prior to my doctor retiring from there, he had one MA, and I had her direct number. If I ever had any problems, I called her. Her name was Kathy. Me and Kathy were buddies. So I'd be like, Kathy, this is what we need to do. And she was a little clueless, but she would make sure it got taken care of, and it was never a problem. So yeah, that's that. Like I said before, I've been contemplating for a long time about wanting to make more videos. We're at 11 minutes, so I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to try not to edit these videos because that's partly why I stopped making them before, because it was taking a whole lot of time. So I'm going to try to be more concise in my talking and like cover one subject at a time. So if I think of it next week, if I have time next week, I will post or I'll talk about bottom surgery because I have some new developments in that area, as it were. So yeah, it's been forever, YouTube. It's good to be back. I don't know, like I said, how often, but I'm going to shoot for once a week. If not, just bear with me and you'll see me when you see me. So, Luigi, you want to say bye, buddy? Nope, not looking. He's looking at the dog. So I hope you're going to focus. All right. Hope everyone has a good week. And I will talk to you soon. Peace.